Hey, what's up, guys? It is DJ. Today we're going to be taking a look at the 3 new crops that have come with the premium expansion. Those are carrots, parsnips, and red beets. Along with these 3 new crops, we also have some new tools. We have rotary hillers and some new planters to go along with it. And of course, you can't have new crops without new harvesters. And with this, we have, I believe, 6 new harvesters. We're going to have a lot of fun today. First things first, order of operations for these new crops is pretty much like every other crop. And if you get a little bit confused, you could go into the help menu in game and find your crop icons, product icons for doing some production change. We also have the root vegetables themselves. It shows you how to create ridges. We also have the production chains right here, so you can see what you put in versus what you put out, the piano manufacturer, and more about the animal food. So that's pretty cool, and we'll go over some of this today. I'm starting with a cultivated field with no fertilizer on it. We're not going to worry about lime or anything like that today, or stones for that matter. Goodness gracious, no. You will want to make sure that your field is prepared, so whether that's going to be subsoiling, plowing, cultivating, disc harrowing, something like that, make sure that you already have that done, because otherwise your rotary hillers and your planters will not work correctly. But since ours are going to work just fine, let's jump in. We're going to show you 2 different ways to do this stuff, and hopefully we'll show you every different way to harvest as well. The first one is the rotary hiller. So we have the Grimmer GF400 here. One of the nice things about this, we have a 3-point hitch on the back, allowing you to rotary hill and plant at the same time. So we're going to get ourselves one of those, and then we get the planter that goes along with that, the Mini Air Nova Rigid. Be mindful of how much horsepower these require as well as how much they weigh. So we've got 160 horsepower at 50, so we need more than 210 horsepower. And then weights, we've got 1.8 tons and then 590 kilograms. So that's about 2.5. We're just going to utilize the Massey Ferguson 7S210. This should give us the perfect horsepower requirement. Plus we've got a front piece on there. So let's turn on everything so we can see exactly what's going on. We have our rotary hiller there, and then we are going to drop it down so that we can pick up our seeder. One thing about the seeder, I'm going to raise this up. Oh, they fixed it. Oh, so you can back up to it now. When I was doing other preview videos, you couldn't do that. Regular seed works just fine for this, so let's get ourselves a bit of seed, and we will load it up. 16 liters. I will say certainly this is one of the greater ways to make some extra cash because you don't really have a whole lot going on. We'll come around here. You will need to lower and turn on your rotary hiller and then turn on your planter, but it's really not too difficult. And I am just going to hire a worker because I'm a bit lazy, but I'll show you this anyway. We will drop down, turn on the front, turn on the back, and go forwards. Once I hire up the worker, you can see on here the rotary hiller going, and then you see that line that's happening right where the planter is. It's actually adding fertilizer to it. If you do not go with a rotary hiller, for example, we can actually plant without having to worry about a rotary hill. So in here, you see it's planting just fine, and we're doing red beets. However, coming in here, you can see we got red beets going down on both sides, but whenever we came through the first time, because we had the rotary hiller, that fertilized for us. And just so we're clear on everything and everything makes sense, I'm also going to rotary hill here without doing any seeding behind me. As you can see, it is much lighter in color because it is not fertilizing. However, as you can see through here, it is completely getting rid of that cultivated state. So it is changing it, but it's not seeding, and it is certainly not fertilizing. It's just preparing the ground for the seed. Now, I mentioned there's a couple different ways to do this, and we also have some larger versions, 6 meters instead of 3 meters, so you can get this done twice as fast. However, you have to use 2 pieces of machinery. Your rotary hiller requires 270 horsepower, and your planter only requires 70. However, as mentioned, you can't use them together. This one holds double the seed, 32 liters. Let's get ourselves one of those, and let's get ourselves one of these rotary hillers. I also need a tractor for this. Because this hiller weighs so much, I am going to go for a pretty big weight here, the 1,500 kilogram. It should help us a little bit. Also, wheel weights, I'm not sure if it helps the city, but they look cool, so who cares? Now, a very similar story here. We will need to do both of these things in order for us to get everything. And by the way, you only get 1 fertilizer state if you want. Here's the thing. If you want, you can come through here, fertilize the field, then seed on top of it without hilling, and then you come back and fertilize again, and you are good to go. It actually works. Works just fine. And maybe we'll showcase that. But here we've got our rotary hiller, and we'll let him rock and roll. I do have my planter here. We're going to change this up to carrots. Should make things a little bit easier for us. We'll come around. We will fill up with our 32 liters of seed, as one does, close up everything, and head to the field. I've also got the help window pulled up. I feel like it's important so you guys can see kind of how things work. I am playing on PC with an Xbox controller, so hopefully it'll help you guys out. This part, you don't have to line it up, but boy, oh boy, does it help if you do, because you know exactly what you've done. So let's hire a worker on this. We are planting carrots, and as you can see, we have fertilizer that's actually happening. So all this has been hilled, but our fertilizer is only happening where we are going by. And we can actually wait until this has gone through a growth stage, and then we can do it all again. One thing I haven't really thought about is how these guys will do working beside each other. Do you think they're going to run into each other? Or do you think this will actually work okay? Yeah, that's definitely an overlap there. That's a problem. As I mentioned, you can come through and just fertilize and then seed and then fertilize again, and you'll still get the exact same growth off of everything. I imagine this is probably what quite a few people are going to be doing, myself included. Making ridges takes forever. However, you can just come through here with a fertilizer, no matter what type it may be, and then we will come through here with this guy. Oh yeah, forgot to hire worker. Go for it. And then we will hire worker here on our carrots, and we will rock. See that turning lighter color? That means we can come right behind it again and fertilize again. We'll take a look and see what it looks like on here. Carrots, a lot of fertilizer, looking good. Let's fire this guy and come behind him and fertilize right over that. Let's just show you this. Here you go. You want to make it easy on yourself, do it all at once. Boom, there you go. And whenever we check that, the parts that we've already gone over, that is now 100% fertilized. And so yeah, do you have to use a ridge, the hiller? No. Can you do it if you want to and get free fertilizer? Yeah, still gonna pay for the machine. Yeah, do whatever you want, farm the way that you want. It don't matter. And if we click through, I'm gonna use a quick growth mod here. You can see everything's just fine, but they're not in hills. Look, what's going on over here? Oh, that's interesting. Something tells me it's not supposed to be like that. Oh well. So now, after waiting literally no time whatsoever, we have a full field of carrots ready to be harvested. They are over here now on field 53 because for some reason the mod that I was using making them go up and down. So we'll jump over here to field 53. These are ready to go. Now they say ready to remove tops, but you don't actually have to do that. In our DLC, we have quite a few different harvesters. So we got this guy right here, which requires pallets. Then we've got another single row that requires you to cart. And then we have another single row, but this one has a capacity. And then we have a double row that requires you to cart. And then we have a single row that holds 4 pallets. And then a self-propelled, which you have to cart for. If you heard the word pallets and capacity, yes, this is the only harvester that actually has a capacity. So you don't have to cart for this. You do, but not like crazy. And yeah, the rest of them. Pallets. Oh boy. Also, at least at the time I'm recording this video, I've spoken with a couple YouTubers, and no one has yet to find anything that will auto-load these pallets, which is just wonderful. It's not every day I recommend that people use the carting and just hire a worker, but that's definitely what I recommend. And now we are ready to harvest. We have got ourselves a tipper, and then I've purchased each of our harvesters, including the self-propelled one. These are pretty simple, all things considered, so don't let it get too complicated, although it could probably feel a little bit complicated. If you want to make it a little bit easy for yourself, the first and last trailed harvesters require pallets. And then the ones in the middle don't. And then the one in the very middle has a capacity, and the one on the outside's that you cart with. Confused yet? Perfect. Let's start with the easiest of them all, the smallest harvester, and it's actually not the one that you get in New Farmer mode. So you actually start with the second one in New Farmer mode so that you could cart. Let's unfold, and it is going to bring our pallet forks down. Now, there's two different ways to do this. Number one, we can buy a pallet, and that's going to be in here. I believe it's called vegetable pallet. Yeah, vegetable pallet right here at the very end. We could buy up to 4 of them, but for today's sake, we're only going to show one because this is going to take a little while. So let's take that there. I do believe you can pick these up. Well, for some reason, it's not letting me pick it up, so let's see if I can use some magic there. There we go. Nice. And then disable my super strength. I'm using a mod called Power Tools there in case you're curious. So let's drop down. Oh yeah, then we will back up to it and you'll see it kind of auto loads itself on there. So we get close and then we click load box. Boop. So no collisions, nothing wild and crazy like that. Kind of makes things real easy. We also have the unload box mod, so whenever you're ready to go, you can unload the box and be good. Yeah, so let's go load boxes, but we're gonna pull forward so that it can't get close. And then about right there, you can see how quick that jumped in. It's pretty cool. All right, I don't have crop destruction turned on. However, if you did, you're gonna have a bad time doing these crops. There is no other way to put it. So let's jump in here and let's start off with the first one. We got this pallet. I'm gonna hire a worker because I want you to see how this works. Easily, I could do this myself. Gonna hire the worker. They're gonna rock through, picking up all of the carrots. Oh, they look so good. And then we have our animation that goes into the pallet, and then our vegetable pallet starts to fill up. Now, through all of this, it happens fairly, well, let's say fairly quickly. I know it's only showing about 12% now, but this whole field, and we are doing one row. Imagine doing just one row of barley or one row of soybeans, something like that. Yeah, there's going to be a lot here. Now, the workers will work properly. However, they are just going to drive all over the field. So you at home can do it like this if you want to. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. However, I think for my sake and my sanity, I'm going to finish that one row and then I'm going to go to the other side and we're going to start the row over here. Also, the self-propelled harvester is the only one that loads on the right side. Everything else loads on the left. And it makes no sense to me whatsoever. All right, let's hire this up. Shouldn't get too far. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you could get this to pick up like 2 rows, kind of like this, yeah, you in business. Oh, it's back to 1. As we get close to the magic 100% number, I want you to watch right here. I didn't touch nothing. The worker has stopped. All boxes are full. That worker quits, and now it is up to me and only me to get the rest of the work done. So that is something that's extremely important to know. You can't just hire a worker and let them do your field. You've got to work at this. So what I'm going to do is we are going to unload the boxes. So we will lower down and unload the box, and really this kind of just sits there. One nice thing is Giants have given us a couple different ways to handle pallets. So we basically have a forklift attachment, or we've got a regular pallet fork on the front. Both of these, when lowered down, they're fully adjustable, but whenever they're lowered down all the way, they actually line up perfectly with the boxes. So I highly recommend not to mess with them as much as possible. So we'll just kind of show you guys this so you can see how it would work if you want to do things maybe the right way or any other way. So we'll take this, drop it down, come and grab the pallet, bring it up, and then we're ready to move along. Likewise, we can use the rear pallet fork if we want to. This one is a little bit more adjustable, if I'm honest. Also, you can put this on the front. Doesn't hardly weigh much, so you're just fine. Let's go ahead and drop that down, and we'll line this up. I can't do this. You can also extend this one out a little bit as well. So if you want, you could do that. And here is full reach on it. It's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. We will drop that there and pull forward and show you some of the other things that this will do. We can extend those out or in, depending on how you like to handle things. Of course, we have the up and down. And then I believe on the front we have tilt, but I don't think we have tilt on the very back. Do we have tilt on the back? We do not have tilt on the back, so it's just up and down. Now you may look at this and say, oh man, if that's all we got out of one pallet, it is going to take a long time to do this field, because then I'm gonna have to go back and get another pallet. Well, you don't have to. We can click buy new boxes, and we buy one box for $130. So we can buy a box, hire a worker, and do it again. But as soon as it is full again, you are gonna have to go back, drop the box, get another box, and do it again. So we've seen one harvester with one box. Now let's go for the biggest one right here. This will do 4 boxes. Also, by the way, these turn like incredible. You've got all kinds of interesting turning angles, but when you're going back, they stay straight. So if you're pulling forward, it's so cool, man. I mean, we got a great turning circle out here. It's basically as tight as the tractor could go. Oh, look at that. I'm so good at this. So this harvester will hold 4 boxes. We are going to buy 4 boxes. Let's jump in here and let's do all the things that it tells us to do. Unfold. So it will unfold it for us. Open it up. Drop around and open right there. Now, whenever we click in, that is where all your boxes go, by the way. It's super cool. So we're going to load boxes, and it actually kicks out a little bit and goes down. So it allows you to kind of pick them up. I don't know if I can turn this. Maybe. Yeah. I think this will work. And more or less, it just kind of loads it up like it's Bale's auto-loading. So, as you can see, you just kind of come through and pick them up. And yeah, that's how that works. It's really, really easy. Now let's lift the platform, and we are ready to harvest. So these are the only 2 harvesters out of all 6 that you have to do this with. So it's kind of neat if you want to do pallets. I'm not a fan, but you know what? This is not a review. This is a, hey, this is how this works. Here you go. So let's come into the field, let's lower, let's turn it on, and let's go. I'm going to get about right here and hire a worker. And so you can see the carrots going way, way up. Everything's dropping out of there, all of the greenery, and they're filling up our boxes. So this is quite nice. I'm going a bit slower than I usually do right now, but yeah, it's for science, so we'll be okay. So it's going to fill up the first box, and then it's going to go into the front box, like the second one, and then the entire platform is going to move and it's shift, and then it goes into the other 2, and then you can drop 4 boxes at a time. It's actually pretty neat. Also, I'm not quite sure why this says 24% full. Oh, I know why it says that, because only one of the boxes is full. I get it now. So we've gotten to the very end. Let's go ahead and fire that worker, and then we'll head around over here and hire a worker. I think it got 2 rows the last time I was over here, like down towards the front, so we'll see how that works. But like I said, just lower your harvester down, go forward. It works exactly like any other harvester, so you have to turn it on and all that good stuff. So there we go. Rock and roll. I would love to get to show you how this thing does. Also, did anybody notice that the other harvester took us all the way around to here before we got 1 box full, and we're about to fill 2 boxes? How does that work? I have no idea. I'm not quite sure what happened. But one of those boxes holds 2,000 liters, so that one right there, and these hold 2,000 as well. So it's getting ready to happen. We'll zoom out so you can watch how everything goes. 47, 48, 49. Go for it. Ah, the entire thing moves. This is one of the coolest things ever. So we are almost full now. We've got a couple passes. I believe this is the beginning of my third time around. So there we go. And it just fires the worker. All boxes are full. The good thing is we were able to stay out here for a whole lot longer than we were previously. So I'm going to come over here to the side of the field, just like that, and we are going to unload boxes. And it unloads boxes out the back, all 4 of them. Once they hit the ground, they are no longer auto-loaded on, and you can simply pull away. So we'll bring all that back up, but now we need more boxes. And I don't want to have to go back and go get them all again. So we are going to buy new boxes, 4 of them for 520 bucks. Yes, please. And now we got more boxes, and we can get back to work. So those are your 2 harvesters that you need pallets for. Super easy, very easy to get around. However, as we mentioned, loading them is a bit of a pain. Now, when I was doing previews, you could not actually pull up beside these and load them in. So we're going to see if they've changed that in the most recent edition of the game, but the answer is no, it looks like. We're not able to do that. Huh. Now, I do wonder this. Enable it? Yeah, there we go. Let's come up here. I wonder if we can dump these. Please? So these are just stuck as carrot pallets. You can't do anything with them other than taking them to a sell point, which, oh, sorry, bro. We can't do anything with them other than taking them to a sell point in pallet form. You're not able to take them any other way. But that's where our next buddy comes along. This is the only harvester in this DLC that has a capacity. It's only like 5,500 liters or something around there, but you're actually able to have a capacity on this one. No pallets needed, and you don't have to sit and cart the entire time. You're able to let this guy kind of go. It's like a normal harvester. Whatever normal is in our world. So let's unfold, which looks fantastic, I must add. Kicks it out to the side just a little bit, and we'll just come up here and set it on the area that we were just at. Let's turn it on. Let's lower it down. And we should pick up right where we left off, right there. Got it. And even the animation keeps up with it. It's going to drop everything down like the other bits, but brings it over to this little hopper. And we start collecting. It does collect quite quickly. So you want to make sure that you're on this and really, really, really ready to cart. But, I mean, it's not bad. The workers do a good job. They do exactly what they're supposed to. So he'll finish this and then he'll turn around and go back the other way again. I'm not going to do that because there's a pole down there and I don't want him to run into it. And if we want, we can actually cart a little bit while we do this. So let's jump over here right as soon as we get past this pallet. Oh, what's he doing? What are you doing, man? What? Did you stop because I'm here? Of course you're blocked by an object. I'm an idiot. Let's bring this back around. All right, so I just learned something new myself. Whenever you get close with the tipper, they stop. Yeah, so you could come over here and then unload real quick. Well, I guess you don't have to run in the field with him. That kind of makes things easy. Yeah, so very nice. Just make sure you move along afterwards. And you'll go back in and keep harvesting. Yeah, it's really not a lot to it. It's very similar to a lot of the harvesters that we have now. It just stops. Interesting. So only one harvester that has a capacity, which leaves us with 3 final harvesters to look at. 2 trailed and 1 self-propelled. Hey, that rhymes. Cool. Let's hook up with the next smallest. So this is the one that you start with in new farmer mode on Zilonka. And we can jump into the field. We will go ahead and unfold that, but it does nothing because really all you have to do is go pipe out and then you're good. So we will bring this around to here and set it up. This may be one of the easiest ones to work with because it's small, hooks up via 3-point, no pallets to deal with. So we hire a worker, but nothing happens because we got a cart. I think it goes at, 5 miles an hour? I don't even remember how fast these things go. Let's take a look. We'll double check just to see. It is the second one. So this guy, 4 miles per hour. So if I remember correctly, this is going to be at the second click of number 4. If you guys are using a controller, or maybe you're using keyboard and mouse, whenever you click the buttons right and left or up and down, and you tell it which speed you want to go, well, this is the one to go with. Can we fit under it? Just barely. So we'll go to here, and it'll start harvesting. We will hire a worker. So as long as we're harvesting, or as long as we're carting rather, it will harvest. It will turn around at the end. It will work perfectly fine for us. It's only hitting 1 row. It's actually hitting 2 rows visibly, but only one at a time right now. But yeah, again, kind of think of it like a forage harvester, right? Think of it like a forage harvester. If you're going through here, you're doing all of this, it's very similar to a forage harvester. And the fact that you always have to be here or else it will not do its job. Just to kind of show you what everything does at the very end. You can see our harvester is being a bit of an idiot. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Please turn around. Really? You're not going to turn around? Is it because you think you have more crop in here, but you may or may not? Yeah, it is. Idiot. All right. By the way, with this harvester, whenever you pipe out, you can adjust the height of the pipe, so that should make things a little bit easier. Plus, you've got adjustment of the very top piece, so should make things a little bit easier for you guys. How's about we hit up the first multi-row harvester? This is a double row harvester, so you're able to get things done twice as quickly, which kind of makes things nice, but it is a little bit bigger. It's a little bit heavier, requires a little bit more horsepower. We'll probably be okay right here with this one, which I think we're at 280 horsepower. Should be all right. I guess we'll find out, but let's get this here in the field. Let's see if we can get around this big pole right here. See if we can line everything up and be good. Very simple. All we got to do is unfold, and that's going to kick it out, and then we want to pipe out with this one. There we go. We are using a little bit of a smaller setup, but we'll still go a little bit higher with it, and we'll bring him right here. And I'm just going to try and line this up appropriately. There are these telephone poles everywhere on the main farm, which really caused me some heartache. As far as I'm aware, speed is going to be exactly the same, so we should be all right, all things considered. Let's see where it kicks in. Right about there. Oh, go, 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 go. Yeah, nice. I think I put the pipe a little bit too high. Also, this goes a little bit faster. This is going at 6 miles an hour, so it does go a little bit faster. Neat. So, holds a little bit more, a little bit faster. We're a little bit closer here, too. And we're definitely harvesting a whole lot more, a whole lot faster. But this is only the beginning, and this is the end of the field. Sorry, I had to. There you go. Looks like if you babysit them a little bit, get down near the end, they will do what they need to do themselves. Now we get to drive the big boy, the monster, the 4-row, incredibly agile, by the way. Watch this. Bam. Pretty much turns around on itself within its own width, which makes things super nice. However, it only goes about 16, 17 miles an hour. A little bit slow. Also, as I mentioned, this is the only one that kicks out to the right-hand side. So, whenever we unfold, everything goes to the right. Everything was on the left. Everything was on the left. But now it's on the right. Also, we got this really nice weight set that goes around. And you can almost hear, it sounds like a train engine, but you can almost hear the wheels just whining down there. I do have a mod that makes the wheels whine, but it's not installed. That's what you should expect to see from everything in here. So let's line this up nice and pretty like. Let's hire him on a worker. Yep, that's not my dude. Let's grab this and let's go cart. Again, we'll come around. I did look, this is a 4-mile-per-hour machine, so we will set him on 4 miles an hour, just like the first one. And we get to see all of the greenery coming up, the carrots on the bottom, and load them up, baby, load them up. This is certainly the easiest way to do this. Carrots fit in all the tippers, so as long as you've got something that's capable to hold things, I think you'd be just fine. Even if it's a bucket or something, you're following it with a wheel loader, it will still kind of work. Not great, but that will work. Yeah, we're already at 2,000 liters, and we're not even halfway up the field yet. So as you can see, this is certainly the way to go when you want to do harvesting. I think you guys probably knew that anyway, but yeah, you want to do it this way. Now, once you've got your carrots or your red beets or your parsnips, there are a couple different places that we can sell them. At least here on the map, we have our grad, which is going to be the train farmer's market. And then we have Preserved Food Factory and Soup Factory. These are 2 of the 3 to 4 new production chains that we have, so you're able to take them there or your supermarket, either way. And we've got a couple different things depending on which crop you have. So now that we've got our 14,000 liters of carrots, we have worked really hard for this and certainly didn't cheat at all. We're gonna go sell it, make our money, and be good to go. One nifty thing, and I don't know why I'm just seeing this, but our harvester here actually kind of lines up with wherever everything is. So if you're a little bit off to one side or the other, it will just kind of move. How neat is that? Oh, that's cool. Well, guys, that is it. That is everything I've got for you on planting and harvesting these new crops. If you've got any questions, please let me know down in the comment section below. If there was anything that you caught that you're like, yeah, what about this? If you tried this, this would be cool. Hey, let me know that down there as well. If you have any pointers for anyone else, of course, please leave them down there. These new crops are very interesting. However, they all work exactly the same, making preparations like this fairly easy. You can do all of this with all 3 of the new crops. It'd be good to go. Otherwise, hope you have a great day. Drop a like, do the subscribe thing, and join the GoHam fam. Do the notification dance. That way you never miss daily farms and videos here on the channel. If this was the worst outro ever, leave a like. Otherwise, hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you later.